ambition. Chalk in hand, he's on a mission, shaping dreams with precision.
Welcome again to another Teacher Joseph podcast. And today we're going to talk about the best way to use ChatGPT to help you learn. So let me just bring up my ChatGPT screen to show you how we can use it to make some English things. Right, here we are. Now this is my screen showing ChatGPT automatically by default. It should be showing GPT-5, which is what you want. If you hit this little cross here, you can see it takes you into a menu, and on this menu somewhere you'll find Study and Learn. Okay, so if you just click on that, and you can see here you have some different options which are prompts that you can use if you want, but you don't have to use those. We have help me with my homework, explain a topic, create a practice quiz. So first of all, you need to tell it exactly what you want. Now, if you're using ChatGPT for the first time, or you don't know what you're doing with it, here in this section, there's a profile that you should complete. Let me see if I can show you. Yeah, customize ChatGPT. We just go in here for a second. Yeah. What should ChatGPT call you? What do you do? What traits should ChatGPT have? I've told it that I'm a teacher. I love languages, but you can expand on that. And the more information you give it, the more it will know how to help you. So you can tell it you're an English student, for example. You can also give it your name and these kind of things. All right. What kind of personality should it have? Should it be a listener, a nerd, a robot, a cynic? You can choose whatever you want. But if you do this, even just one sentence, it will help you more than you think. Even though I only have one sentence saying I'm a teacher, it regularly remembers that. And it mentions it, well, as you're a teacher, you'll be more interested in this, for example. Anyway, back to the main system, the main screen here. So I've told it that today I want to study. And now I need to tell it what I want. Okay. So imagine that you're maybe a B1 learner, B2 perhaps, and you want some B1 words, or you want something new today. So you can say, for example, give me a little story in English. In English, we call these graded readers if they're designed purely for an English learner. So, give me a graded reader for a B1 learner. Okay. It should be a story of, well, we don't want to make it too long. Okay, so I'm going to say 250 words. Okay. With vocabulary, oops, my spelling, with vocabulary. Okay, so it's going to give me a list. Now, you can break this down to a much smaller amount, but let's just see what it gives me here. Just enough challenge to stretch them. Right, now it's saying here, the mysterious letter. It was a cold Tuesday morning when Sophia found the letter in her mailbox. Okay, and then it talks a bit about it, and it's something quite mysterious. Okay, so quite intriguing that. And you've got your vocabulary there. And it's saying, would you like me to add comprehension questions like in real graded readers so learners can check their understanding? Now, as you probably know, when ChatGPT does things like this, sometimes it hallucinates a little bit. So I'm always very wary of asking it to do anything like quizzes. However, you can try and see how accurate it gets it. You can also prompt it with a particular type of story. Make the story about alien abductions, for example. Right, and again, you have the story there, you have the vocabulary, and it's saying, do you want me to add comprehension questions, true, false? So if you want to just say yes, just to see what it comes up with. But be careful because when it tries to do quizzes, it gets a bit confused sometimes. True or false? And it has information there. Okay. So this is one of the ways that you can use it to build vocabulary lists for yourself. I mean, you can take these words and put them on your Quizlet. Now let's talk about the drawbacks of this. It is very good, but there's a couple of things that you need to bear in mind. It's great for generating learners' materials, but actually it's not there to do the work for you. And this, I think, is where a lot of people completely fall down. Let me explain. In a video clip I made a few weeks ago, I was telling you that learning isn't just about the taking. You come to a teacher, you give me this, give me that, give me vocabulary, give me grammar, give me. And it seems to me that that is the way we want to learn, by accumulating information. But what I've been telling you on my video clips is that's not how you learn. You learn by giving. You get the information and then you use it by giving it to somebody else, by practicing it with a teacher. So although this is giving you lots of information, it's not going to be of any use to you unless you actually use it. So how do you do that? Well, you do it by asking the system here to test you. Okay, so for example, test me on the meaning of all new words on the vocabulary list. Okay, let's see what it does. There we are. It's asking. Okay, what does hover mean? Hover means to float above the ground, and as a metaphor, to wait around. Yeah, okay. Now, let me just let it do something else. I would prefer multiple choice questions. Okay, show me 20 questions. Right, here we are. Okay, you've got 20 of them, and you can go through them and see which ones you want to learn. And then you can tell it, you can say, please keep asking me until I get all the answers correct. There we are. Okay. You also can tell it. You can say, uh, "I want, I want you to write another story and leave blanks where I can use some of these words." Yeah, right in here, a new story has come up, and you can put in the most appropriate ones. And then you can ask it, uh, so you put in your answers. How you do that is a bit difficult, but you can number them. The first answer, this word, the second answer, that word. The other thing you could do is cut and paste it into a Word document and then bring it back to ChatGPT and say, okay, uh, check these answers for me. So these are things that you can do to really kickstart your learning. It's very, very simple. The hardest part is actually deciding what you're going to do with it. It's really important that your opening moment with the thing is set correctly. So you really want to tell it in the first place. You're learning English, you're B1 or whatever level you think you are, and then you can ask it from there to help you. And remember, don't let it do the work for you. Anything it gives you, make sure that you use that thing or are given the opportunity to give the knowledge back to it so it can test you. The other thing you can do is you can upload a book. You can attach a book here, add files. So if you have a document, let's say an essay, you can add it and you can say, right, let's extract a particular thing. Now I'm just going to see if I have one of my university documents ready here. Yeah, okay, here's something I did for music. Okay, so I'll just take one of my assessments. Here we are. I'll just take this one, right? I'll add it, and I'm going to say, first of all, ignore the cover sheet because with university documents you have that sheet where you have to write your name, your details, the course you're doing. So ignore the cover sheet and take the vocabulary from the first 3 pages and list it here. Let's see what it does. And there we are. Yeah, so this is my assessment, and you can see it's asking me, it remembers that we did this before, do I want to turn that into a learner-friendly graded vocabulary exercise? Now, the reason why this is very, very good is because if you are reading a book like Harry Potter, for example, you could scan in a page if you're trying to learn the vocabulary, and then you can ask ChatGPT to test you. By far, this is the best way. Now, let me just come back for a moment to the main screen because there's other things I want to tell you about this. Right, there we are. An intro to how ChatGPT can help you on your learning journey. Now, there's a few things that you need to consider here. The first thing that you need to know is that ChatGPT sometimes can be a little bit of a magic mirror. And what I mean by that is if you don't use the correct prompts, it will only give you back your level of English. It will only give you what you put into it. So make sure that you push yourself a little bit harder. Ask it for complicated grammar. Scan in a page of your Harry Potter book and tell it to take the vocabulary from that. But try to use sources that you don't know, you don't already have in your mind. And you really want to work with it to create the perfect English environment. Now, I do understand that you're not all architects. Many of you don't really want to get involved with making courses, and that's fine. Also, from what I can see, is many of you are very, very busy. And to sit down with ChatGPT every day to try to do this kind of stuff is a little bit difficult. And of course, the other thing is, will it remember the next day when you go back to it? Well, what you can do is just keep one tab of ChatGPT open. You know, it lists the windows on the left-hand side. So just keep going back to the same chat that you had and adding to it. Print them off, make your own book. It's another way you can do it. Um, you need to be aware though that ChatGPT is a little bit like, well, it's a little bit like, how can I say, the internet generally. You go surfing looking for one bit of information. The next thing you know, you click on two things, three things, four things, and you're completely distracted from the original thing that you wanted. Be careful because that's just the nature of the internet. But this thing can really keep you focused. And I believe there is a focus mode on ChatGPT somewhere, or you can make your own. Don't wander off. Tell it you want to stay focused on making a book. It can help you, but only if you use the correct prompts. The secret to language learning with ChatGPT is in what you allow it to help you with. You don't want to just go there and say, give me an essay from my teacher. Because if you do that, your teacher will know um, your essay will be too perfect. I will see that it's machine written. And if I suspect it is, I also can ask ChatGPT, well, I have this essay. Is this AI or did a student write this? So I will know if you try anything like that. But the more you can gamify your learning, the more fun it becomes, especially if it's on a topic that you love. Alien abduction, how to kill your English teacher, it doesn't matter, all right? But you really need to be quite focused and giving to the machine what you know and then allowing it to say, yeah, you're right, or no, you're not. So you really have to be a bit of a teacher with this, all right, in terms of leading it and then allowing it to be the teacher in correcting your answers. So a few things to consider there, but it really can revolutionize your learning. But well, they said that about TV. They said that about the internet, and we all sit there in front of it when we're bored, doom scrolling, as we call it, and not finding the right things. But if you're focused enough and you push yourself, you can create the perfect English course for yourself there, much better than perhaps a school could do. The one thing it can't do just yet is pronunciation. So, although it can write about pronunciation, it's not able to really hear or differentiate pronunciation yet. So, my job is safe for the moment. And the other thing as well is make sure that you're using it in a way that it's going to help you. So if you don't see any progress or something's wrong, it's probably like you're taking too much and you're not giving. All right. Finally, you need to be motivated to use this. ChatGPT isn't going to come to your house in the morning, knock on the door and say, oi, get studying. It can't even do reminders on email yet. So you really need to be strong and motivated. And if you don't feel that way, or maybe you're just not technically minded, it's fine. In our classes together, we can make the plan, or I can make it um, for you to do it daily. We can do it together, whatever you prefer. Right now, most of the students, I just send you away and say, okay, learn vocabulary, Bzz, go. But as you can see here, that easily could be gamified or simplified, um, so that you have a real purpose. Something for you to think about. I don't want to be the one that's making courses for you, but if you want me to do that, it's no problem. I can easily do it. Right? Come and talk to me. And I wish you all a wonderful